I'm just doing a quick update. I'm going to show you a video now from December 3rd, 2016. I had done some videos since then, but that was like an update from the first video. The first video I did was in like April 2015, and it is what it is. But I just wanted to do this intro because I'm doing an update. But the update is really goes back to December 2016. Since that time, in the video, I'm talking about how God kind of got me this, sort of delivered me, restored me in a sense. And then, so you figure December 2016, in the video you're about to watch, I'm talking about how this is going to be like a home church or something. And then that really didn't happen. And then, but I've been working towards something, and it seems as though now I've finally completed it. And as though I thought that I went off on my own, it seems now as though God had put me in that direction. So anyway, so here we are, June, the day whenever this is probably uploaded, but so you'll see the update. Anybody who cares, I think when I made this video you're about to watch, I had like 12 subscribers. Now there's like 216, and obviously there's certain videos that pique people's interest, but my whole theme is really, I don't know, I think from the testimony, like how really anybody, like, who, no matter who you are, if the devil can take you down so low, but then when you find God, he can restore you, but it might take a long time. And it's like a constant fight. It's like a constant battle. And I think people don't realize that if you really read Paul's letters, you'd see that from the time that he was struck by the light on the road to Damascus till when he's writing, I believe it's in the letter to the Galatians. I have to get back to the scriptures, but he talks about 17 years from that time. So when he's talking about, like, battling the flesh and the spirit versus the flesh, overcoming sin, he's not talking about pre-road to Damascus. He's talking about since the road to Damascus. So a lot of people think that, when you become born again, or you become a believer, all of a sudden you automatically become perfect, and you don't. And that's why Jesus told the parable of the sower and the seed. Some people hear the word and the devil automatically snatches it away. Some people, it grows for a little while, and then but there's really not much soil, and it just dies away. And then some, after a while, they get back into the world, and they're deceived by riches and worldly things. But then there are those who persevere, and then they begin to bear fruit, 30, 60, 100. A lot of people don't realize that could be 15, 20 years. I mean, in Paul's case, it might have been 17. I mean, in my case, it's been 12. Then there was that time when I was starting to get back into the world, and things were going all right, and I was drinking again, but responsibly, and that's all in the older videos. But then I prayed. I said to the pastor, I said, I know I shouldn't be doing this. Would you pray that I would stop? And then, boom, God intervenes, and but man, I mean, it makes your life difficult. I forget where the camera is. It makes your life difficult, and it's hard. But, like Jesus says, if something causes you to sin, and be like your eye, better to pluck it out than to go to hell. And I've seen hell now, so I know, I'd rather. But Jesus' point is not don't pluck your eye out. It's like, don't go to hell. Whatever you do, don't sin. So, but it takes a while. It just takes a long. So that's why I knew that I was back in the world. I was sinning again. What I knew was sin, but really, it was not hurting anyone. But I knew God. I wasn't alcohol free. I wasn't perfect, and it just took a long time. But anyway, in the video, I talk about how you're about to watch. Just watch the video. That's the update. But here we are. Whatever. Since that video, what did I do? I started boxing again, which was good, and then I got tied down with something work related, and we'll see where that goes. It could be another chapter, another part of my testimony, but that's it really. Yeah, it is what it is. Here you go. Hey everybody, all 12 of my subscribers as of today's date. If that, I haven't made any videos in a while, and I just wanted to give you an update. This is my new house. This is the kitchen, and this is the yard. As you can see, all that's mine as far as the eye can see. Cabin in the back. You can't even see how far the land goes back.
And that's Kofi. He's a member of the pack. And so yeah, this is the kitchen. And now I can speak out loud at my own house. I'm not staying at my parents' house. These are the other members of the pack. The guys with seniority. I want the most seniority there. It's Ringo, the ringleader. That's Spike. Spike's there. Spike with an exclamation point. And that's Miley, also known as Texas. She's from Texas. Don't mess with Texas. They're talking about her, not the state. So yeah, this is it. And got plenty of room here. Spare bedroom or an office. Real nice. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to make this video so that I've got a nice communal dining table, pub height. So, and let's go upstairs. Got a nice. So far, I've only been in about a week. The place isn't totally furnished, but as you can see, king size bed, with stairs for the dog, dogs, walk-in closet. They're all a dog. Walk-in closet. Little one up there. Nice stairway going back down. And another king size bed. And I bought a Gibson Les Paul, a little Marshall amp. And there's my book, Teach Yourself Visually by Charles Kim. Took some lessons. And there's another view of the yard. Yeah, big oak tree outside. Staircase. Another dunking closet. And so yeah, you figured out my first video was my testimony. That was in April of 2015. And that was in total humble, beginning, serving God, starting the website, and we're now December 3rd, 2016, and December 3rd is when I had a horrible, 2014, so it's 2 years. Yeah, 2 years since I had a horrible nightmare about my little dog Spike. It was so vivid and so terrifying. I don't want to go into it, that's why I pledged to God. I would quit drinking and finally, and become what I said, an apostle, but it seemed like so crazy. But an apostle is just somebody obviously who's going out as a disciple, special messenger or whatever. So I'm not claiming to be anything. So anybody who laughs at that, if God says you're an apostle, you're an apostle. So I'm not going to use that word, but that's what I put down. And when I put it down, I said, if God wills it. And then, sure enough, 100 days later, when I fell off the wagon, almost killed myself, living in that house with my parents. That's when I started getting visions of demons, and that's when I started the website and did the first video of my testimony. So now, here I am 2 years later, and this is what God's given me. So I love this new table I got. Rustic. I love the rustic. That's an old barn door, but this is walnut here. So I'm no longer hindered. I don't even know where to look at where the camera is, but I'm no longer hindered by living in my parents' house. If you'll see the videos, originally I was in my parents' bedroom and I had to be careful, that I was quiet.
I didn't want them to know what I was doing, what was going on. Then I got the backdrop of Our Invisible Enemies, and and then I got the studio lighting and all that. But when I tried to set up a studio in my parents' basement, it was like that ministry that I was trying was being attacked. Like one time there was like a couple inches of water down there right where the backdrop was located, and I couldn't find the source of the water. I didn't know where. I could not find anywhere where that water was coming from. There was like dog poo in the puddles. Like one of the dogs went down there, which isn't fine, but it was really bizarre. And then the sump pump supposedly wasn't working, and my dad had to go down there, and then he saw what was going on, and then my mom started saying, "What is that?" And it was totally under attack. And then something again, then because it's in the basement, and then another thing where I had to take everything down, the backdrop and everything, so I couldn't use it as a full-time studio. And I just decided I'm not going to do any more videos until I get my own place. So I'm going to create a studio down here. But I wanted to give an update for anyone who has watched this channel or will be watching this channel in the future to see that this is what God does. He will take you, when you finally humble yourself, He does finally restore you, but it has been 2 years. So, I mean, I got a nice clean cellar, like basement down here, that gives me more space. Gives me more space to create a studio. And then I've got the place in the back, the cabin. I've got the other garage. I got 2 garages. I was gonna make a fitness room. I was gonna buy all kinds of fitness equipment so that I had 24/7 access. And then I found 3 minutes from this house is an Anytime Fitness, so I've got 24/7 access for $46 a month instead of shelling out what I thought would have been $3,000 or more dollars to have my own equipment. I don't need it anymore, and so now I've got all that space that won't be tied up. So I just wanted to do an update, and I wanted to tell you that the ironic thing is that while I was enduring living at my parents' house, I did some work to help them in their basement, or not their basement, in their backyard. And my dad's never done an ounce of work in that backyard in the 40 years that they've owned that house, over 40. And when I did quite a bit of work and was actually enjoying it, my dad said to me, you know, he went out of his way to say, yeah, thank you for doing that in the backyard for me. And if you knew him, which you don't, and I'm not dishonoring him, but that was his way of reminding me that it wasn't mine, it was his. Because I was thinking, well, you know, this is something I could do. I could help my parents around the house. I can help them. It's okay. Maybe it would be all right to live here, be bearable. But he had to do that, interject that. So God gave me this, which is, this yard is 10 times, literally, at a minimum, the size of my dad's yard. So that's what God does. When somebody attacks you like that, as it says in Isaiah 54, no weapon forged against you will prosper, and every tongue that rises against you, you shall rebuke. And that is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. So I've got this house now and all this land, which I intend to serve God with. And I know that God drove me to this land. And when I thought about buying another property for less, which was less country, more city, I got a sign that no, I should stick with this house. So I did. And it turns out there's property adjacent that I might be able to get, which I could double or almost triple the size of the land. which is what I want to do. And I was talking to Chris LaSala of Breakthrough Deliverance Sanctuary before I closed, right before the closing, and we were talking. I was talking about what he's got and what I wanted to do what he's got. And it wasn't until the closing that I learned from the neighbor that there is land that is available and that I could possibly buy. So I'm going to try to buy it, and this will be a home church, and we'll start a home church, and the ministry obviously will be from here. So this is an update to show everybody how far I've come in 2 years